All right, let's go ahead and start searching for ideas and see if we can't actually find a way out how to automate YouTube with active pieces. Yeah. Good. Let's see if it gives me anything with more of a generic style prompt like this. What are 10 of the most effective YouTube automations that I can use as red dirt automations to all 3 of my YouTube channels so that it will help get views, subscriptions, comments, shares, and I can make YouTube content with it. Alright. And we will do this because it makes things a little easier for me.
Deploying red dirt automations to power your YouTube ecosystem is an excellent way to streamline production and scale growth. By building out workflows with tools like Python and the YouTube Data API, you can manage the heavy lifting and focus entirely on the creative direction. Here are 10 highly effective YouTube automations to drive views, subscriptions, comments, and shares across Hue of Sound, Marvin FH3, and Hue of Gaming, content creation and production. 1. The Cinematic Voice Script Formatter. Set up an AI workflow where you input a raw voice memo or bullet points, and the system automatically expands it into a fully formatted script. You can train the prompt to inject your specific style, weaving in philosophical voiceovers, character-driven humor, and casual dialogue, saving hours on the initial drafting phase for any of the 3 channels. 2. Automated B-roll and asset tagging. Use a Python script to monitor a designated local folder. Whenever you drop gameplay footage or 3D printing time-lapses into it, the automation transcodes the video, strips and normalizes the audio, and tags it with metadata. This ensures you have a readily accessible, searchable library of assets when assembling your cinematic narratives. 3. Audio Sweetening Pipeline. For Hue of Sound, pristine audio is critical. Create a watch folder automation using FFmpeg or an audio processing API. When you export a raw voiceover, the script automatically applies compression, EQ, and normalization, delivering a rich, broadcast-ready file without having to manually open your DAW every time. 4. Brand-aligned thumbnail generator. Build an image processing script that takes a central image, like a still from a game or a 3D print, and automatically applies your specific visual branding. The automation can overlay the midnight blue media elements, or the forest green and burgundy channel accents, scale the text for readability, and output 3 different variations for A/B testing. Engagement and community building. 5. Cross-channel comment aggregator and autoresponder. Managing comments across 3 channels can be tedious. Use the YouTube Data API to pull all new comments into a single dashboard. You can script an AI autoresponder to instantly heart positive comments or reply to standard questions, e.g., questions about the filament used in a print or the specs of a game engine you are building, boosting your engagement metrics in the algorithm. 6. Automated Community Tab Scheduler. The Community tab is a massive driver for subscriptions. Automate a system that posts weekly polls, behind-the-scenes photos of your resin or chainmail projects, or lore questions about classic games. Scheduling these to drop consistently keeps your audience engaged between actual video uploads. Distribution and growth. 7. The Shorts TikTok extraction engine. Long-form storytelling is great for watch time, but Shorts drive rapid subscription growth. Use an automation that takes your published long-form videos, identifies the spikes in viewer retention or audio peaks, like a punchy line of casual dialogue, and automatically crops those segments into 9:16 vertical videos. These can then be auto-queued for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. 8. Cross-Pollination Pinned Comments. To funnel viewers between your channels, set up an automation that immediately posts and pins a comment on every new upload. If you post a gaming narrative on Hue of Gaming, the pinned comment can automatically link to the sound design breakdown on Hue of Sound, driving cross-channel traffic and maximizing views per user. 9. Trend Scrapping for Rapid Content Ideation. Build a Python web scraper that monitors subreddits, forums, or news sites related to your niches, Godot 4 updates, sci-fi world building, retro gaming trends. The script can compile a weekly digest of the most discussed topics, giving you guaranteed high search volume concepts to build your next scripts around. 10. Automated end screen and card management. Use the API to dynamically update the end screens of your older, high-performing videos. Instead of a video linking to an outdated upload, the automation can swap the end screen element to point to your absolute newest release across your channel network, creating a perpetual binge loop that dramatically increases session time and shareability.
Okay, so some of these aren't bad, and there's a chunk of them that's just... Alright, we need to upgrade this somehow better. Alright, I don't think that's right spelling. Well, I guess it is. Cool. That's not a very yay wow prompt, but hey, maybe it'll work since it's on extended. Initiating idea generation. Generating creative annotations, defining automation concepts, searching the web, defining headless rendering. Headless what? Alright. Exploring audio mapping. Oh, there we go.
To truly make Red Dirt automations stand out, you have to move beyond standard API calls and start bridging the gap between your physical projects, your software engineering, and your storytelling. Here are 10 highly unconventional, out-of-the-ordinary automations designed specifically for the Gizmagora ecosystem. 1. The Headless Godot Visualizer Engine. Instead of wrestling with traditional video editors for hue of sound, use your Godot 4 engine knowledge to build an automated visualizer pipeline. You can script Godot to run purely from the command line, using Headless or Write Movie features. A Python script feeds your exported audio track into the Headless Godot environment, which procedurally generates 2D, 3D reactive sci-fi environments, renders the MP4, and spits out a ready-to-upload cinematic video without ever opening a GUI. 2. G-code triggered cinematic time-lapses and synth scoring. For Marvin FH3, automate your 3D printing content from the ground up. Write a script that monitors your 3D printer's G-code via an interface like Octoprint. As it prints custom embedded magnet prototypes or utility tools, the script triggers a camera to take a layer-by-layer snapshot. Once the print finishes, an audio script maps the print time and layer height to MIDI data, generating a unique, slightly chaotic ambient background track to perfectly match the time-lapse before auto-rendering the final video. 3. Save file-driven challenge logs. Elevate hue of gaming by turning raw game data into storytelling assets. Write a Python parser that reads local save states or log files from PC playthroughs, like Fallout, New Vegas, or Stardew Valley. The automation extracts specific stats, times died, specific items crafted, or caps collected, and dynamically generates slick motion graphic overlays that pop up during your Let's Plays, providing real-time, accurate context to the viewers without manual editing. 4. Interactive audio section into a collaborative writing room. Build a web scraper that pulls top-voted YouTube comments from your world-building video.
Alright, there's the pause up here. Cool, wait a second. Alright, cool. First of all, the save file-driven challenge logs, that's actually not a bad idea. If I had a friggin' capture card. Okay. Alright, done ranting. So, interactive audience source to Sci-Fi lore. I mean, I gotta get enough people actually commenting on these videos first in order to do that, but that's legit on the way to do it. Yeah, okay, cool.
Feed those comments into an AI script designed to adopt your cinematic, philosophical voice. The script integrates the audience's ideas, new planetary factions, strange technology, or character traits into a formatted script for the next episode, allowing your subscribers to actively shape the galaxy.
That would be kind of cool.
5. AI Multiverse channel.
wait. Okay, to allow the subscribers to actually, going for later on down the road, going for like the whole idea for super chats and that kind of stuff. That would be a really good section. I'm not gonna lie, because then that actively moves the storytelling into a what we used to have, the create your own story or pick your own, choose your own destiny through the story, pick your own, where it's a book and you've got it and you're reading this page, but it says you have like 2 or 3 or 4 options, and if you pick this one option, jump to this page, and it's a totally different story because you're actively shaping part of the story. That would be cool for YouTube. I don't know how well it would translate into an actual idea, though. Okay, sorry. Off the rant, going back to the next one. Here we go.
Channel crossover scripting. Since you manage 3 interconnected channels, build an automation that generates crossover dialogue. You input a central topic, e.g., the philosophy of grinding for loot, and the script generates a 3-way conversational banter between the personas of the channels. The gamer, Hugh of Gaming, the maker, Marvin FH3, and the sound architect, Hugh of Sound, can debate the topic in a script that perfectly balances character-driven humor with casual dialogue.
About that.
6. Procedural.
Okay, I don't know about that because it's me across all 3 channels. So, in turn, I'm trying to have me go in all 3 channels instead. Or, sorry, that way instead of that way, because it looks weird doing that way. Okay, but going across all 3 channels instead, I don't really have different personas for each one of them, unless these type of videos fail right here, which is me actually just speaking to the camera. And if this fails, then maybe, I might go and do the whole VTuber type thing instead with the little person over here, that kind of thing. But it is what it is. Alright, cool. Next.
Retro video degradation. Give long-form gaming narratives or sci-fi lore videos a cinematic, analog aesthetic automatically. Create an FFmpeg Python script that analyzes the audio waveform of your voiceover. Whenever your voice raises in intensity or a loud sound effect plays, the script procedurally applies authentic analog CRT distortion, scanlines, and VHS flutter to the video file, giving it a gritty, dystopian feel without spending hours tweaking visual effects.
That might work on something like Fallout New Vegas. That might work on something more like an old school game, like something like, I don't know, I've got Ninja Turtles collection on the PS5. So it might work on something like that. But if you try to put that on something that's way newer feeling, I don't think that's gonna really fit. I mean, you guys can try it. Go for it.
7. Chainmail math to MIDI translation. Cross-pollinate your crafting with your audio design. Write a script that takes the mathematical grid geometry of the 5 distinct chainmail patterns you weave and maps that visual data to audio frequencies.
What?
When you post a video building custom woodworking and resin furniture, the background music is an ambient track procedurally generated by the literal geometric pattern of the metal weave you are working on.
Alright, I'm going to have to try that at a different point in time because I don't even know what that's going to sound like. And that interests me. But I don't know if that one's going to make another YouTube video. I mean, I'll give it a go. It's weird because maybe I can make that the math of anything instead of just chainmail. The math of the 3D printing, the math of leaves on a tree, or the math of something random that's like that, like maybe go into a gravel parking lot, and translate it to MIDI data. Maybe that might work, but chainmail patterns math is all going to be really similar. It's kind of weird. So I don't know if it'll work and if it'll give a really good soundtrack. All right, next.
8. The desktop data dashboard, YouTube plus PyCoin. Build a physical feedback loop for your studio desk. Use an ESP32 or similar microcontroller to power a custom 3D printed, midnight blue LED display. Write a script that hits the YouTube data API to track subscriber milestones across all 3 channels, while simultaneously pinging network APIs to track the current status or mining rate of PyCoin.
What?
When you hit a sub-goal, the physical desk rig lights up or triggers a practical studio effect, creating a great organic moment for TikTok or Shorts.
Okay. A great organic moment for TikTok or Shorts. No, that's a great organic moment for live feeds. And why did it go through the PyCoin idea? I don't know, but I can understand what it's getting through when it's going through YouTube and combining it with something else so that it's more oomph to it. There might be something cool, but I'm not going to do that. Probably not. Not unless I get wildly successful.
9. The Director's Commentary, Auto-Generator. Breathe new life into older gaming content. Build a pipeline that takes an older playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics or Ocarina of Time, runs speech to text on the audio, and analyzes the transcript. An AI prompt acts as a snarky, philosophical director, looking back at your old gameplay decisions, automatically generating a second, highly sarcastic audio track that you can overlay for a director's cut re-release.
Okay, wait. So the AI is going to be critical and give me crappy, like it's going to roast me while I'm playing the game. That might be kind of fun. I might actually do that one. That one sounds stupid but funny. But I don't know if that will generate a lot of people wanting to watch. Yeah, we can give it a shot though.
10. The Holding Company, Grind, Bridge. Connect the extremes of the Gizmagora ecosystem. Write an automation that anonymizes daily root data or funny, weird logs from Poop Smiths and automatically formats them as a text-to-speech script. Combine this with background B-roll of your Kivy app development or Godot engine coding. It creates a highly engaging, slightly absurd day in the life of a holding company CEO short that perfectly highlights the real, gritty side of building an independent business empire.
Okay, that's a maybe. But we're at about 20 minutes now, so I'm going to call this one a wrap, and I'm going to randomly pick one of these and going to go ahead and start building it and maybe make another video. Cool. Peace.